How's it going, everyone, and welcome to the Myths of Infinite Warfare Zombies. This series digs deep into the game to find mysteries that lie within, and you guys are here to help me look for them. If you have any myths that you would like me to test, then all you have to do is type in the comment section myth and what your myth is. Then 5 people will be picked based on the most interesting ones, so make sure you have your thinking cap on. If we could smash another 50 likes, maybe plus 10 likes today, then that would be absolutely amazing. And without further ado, let's go and bust some myths. So the first myth was, for the face melter battery, can you do it in a different portal rather than the journey into space one? And this was sent in by Anonymous people. Yeah, it really says Anonymous. I couldn't stop laughing when I first seen that. Anyway, so I decided to start this episode off with a short and simple myth because we all know what's going to happen with this one, but for some reason people actually keep asking me to test this, so that's exactly what I'm going to do in today's episode. As you can see, I'm at the Kepler teleporter, and when I throw a grenade into it, all that happens is it bounces off the wall and doesn't give us that red outline indicating that it was the grenade for the battery. So for all you people that kept asking me for this, unfortunately Journey to Space is the only one that'll work. I mean, it's the only one that goes in a straight line anyway, so it's definitely the easiest, but you guys want to know, and it's my job to deliver. So now that we're all done with that, let's move in to the second myth. The second myth was, if you use Homebrew model card whilst double cash is active, will you get 600 points instead of 300? And this was sent in by Das Special. So before we start this, I have a little confession. I didn't even know this card existed, and I spent so goddamn long trying to actually find it and think what it does. And if you're like me and you don't know what it does, this card basically is when you go to rebuild a barrier, as soon as you hold square on it, the whole window gets buried instead of just one board, and you actually get 300 points instead of just the normal 60. So what will happen when we add a double points to that? Well, let's go and find out. So as you can see, this whole scene is a bit rushed as we had loads of zombies and a brute trying to chew my ass for a future myth. We needed him, so we needed to keep him, and we just happened to get a double points on the floor. So obviously me with my quick thinking just popped the card without even thinking, and I was running around like a headless chicken shouting, what the fuck do I do? How do I use this card? And then I was told to rebuild a barrier, and boom, I got 600 points from it, and it looks like just in time because as like double points just ran out shortly after. Literally, I reburied the door, and about a few seconds later, double points ran out. So yes, if double points is active, you get 600 for every barrier you rebuild, which is a pretty handy thing when trying to get them points. And I may actually use this card a little bit more since I have so many. Freaking many of them. I think I have like 50 or 60 of them actually. Maybe even more than 60. I've got a hell of a lot of these. But anyway, let's go move into the third myth. The third myth was, can you see if you can kill the brute with a pack-a-punched axe? And this was sent in by Trayton Shepherd. Now, the recording for this is a little bit weird because at first we got one result, but then the result completely changed, which you will see in a second. So killing the brute normally is just annoying enough. So putting an axe into his face, well, I don't think he'll be happy about that. And as you'll see, he puts me on my ass multiple times. So just as a quick little bit of proof before we go, you can see that I have pack-a-punch the axe just the once, and I'll skip ahead a little so we can actually get to work on beating the F out of the brute. So at first, as you can see, it looked like I wasn't actually doing any damage, but then I remembered you have to shoot his head to actually damage him. So at first, we shot his head off and then started attacking him with the axe by jumping at his face. And of course, I downed multiple times throughout this, but I'll skip all that boring stuff. So after we skip a little ahead, we can see that, yes, you can indeed kill the brute with just an axe. I didn't even think this was possible, and believe it or not, it actually didn't even take that much time to do. So even though it's something I won't be doing every time, at least I know a melee only challenge is definitely possible on this map. The fourth myth was, what happens if you don't buy the bridge doors in the boss fight on Attack of the Radioactive Thing? And this was sent in by Stale Bread. Okay, I must admit, this is something I never expected to see because, let's be honest, when have you ever been in Attack of the Radioactive Thing and never bought them bridge barriers whilst doing the Easter egg? They're the main shortcut of the map, so doing the Easter egg this morning without opening any of them barriers was definitely frustrating, but we did manage to do it and we got to the boss fight, so now it's down to the testing. As you're all aware, to actually begin the boss fight and get all the barriers up, you need to at least bring the bomb down. So all that is out the way now, and as you can see, when I run up to the top of the doors, they are still closed. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're getting any free doors from this myth. And if you don't buy them, it doesn't actually let you use the top cannon. Not like it's a big deal, but I still wanted to test it, and it looks like you still have to buy them. Very frustrating, but let's move into the final myth of today's episode. The final myth was, if you go to the radioactive area near Tough Enough and go down, then have a friend end the round, can you stay out there? And this was sent in by YouTube Hero level 100. That is a freaking epic name, I must say. Now, I don't even want to hear it. I know exactly what you're all thinking, so just save your time and save your breath. I know I've tested this myth in multiple ways, but people kept insisting I try it in this way, and you know me, I've wanted to find a way to get out of this area for so goddamn long, and honestly, I don't know why. I guess it's just something that's grown on me wanting to get out there, but after today, I won't be testing this any longer, and that is a promise. So he said I need to go out of the area, buy Tough Enough, run out, and then let my teammate in the rounds. But as you can see, that's exactly what we did, and yes, it worked. It actually worked. Well, we thought it did, until about 5 seconds later when I started taking damage and died. So, no, it doesn't actually work, but there is still light at the end of this tunnel, my friends. My teammate then went and randomly ran out there with a reanimated card activated, and yes, it actually worked. Unfortunately, you can't move to many places, so you're stuck just to the back of the barrier, but for some reason, zombies still try to attack you, so this isn't any type of god mode glitch. But at least I can finally say now that there is a way to get out of the radioactive area, and now you guys don't have to hear me talk about it anymore. And that, ladies and gents, will wrap up episode 5 to the myths of Infinite Warfare Zombies. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you want to watch a new episode every single week. You guys know what to do if you want a myth featured in the next episode, so get your thinking caps on and get commenting. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode.